We're going to take a look at number 1 from 2.1. We have a function f of x is equal to 1 over x, and we have a constant value a equals 2. We are asked to use the definition of derivative to find f prime of our constant value 2. So we want to remember that the limit definition of derivative goes like this. It's the limit as h approaches 0 of f of a plus h minus f of a all over h. So we're going to apply that to the function 1 over x and the a value of 2. So let's begin. We know this is going to be a limit as h goes to 0 of, we're going to have what? Well, we plug in 2 plus h. So f of 2 plus h minus f of 2 all over h. So what does this look like after we plug in the 2 plus h? So it's still a limit as h goes to 0 of 1 over 2 plus h now, and then minus 1 over 2, and that's all over h. So to simplify this limit, we want to perform the subtraction in the numerator of the two fractions, and to do that, we'll need a common denominator. The common denominator is just the product of 2 plus h times 2, so the 2 plus h in the first denominator gets multiplied by 2. The 2 in the second denominator gets multiplied by 2 plus h. And so we do the same thing to both numerators as well. Now let's move on. So in our next line of work, the limit as h goes to 0 of, we have 2 times 1 is 2. And then we have minus 1 times the quantity 2 plus h. So that's going to give us a negative 2 minus h, and then that is over the common denominator of 2 times 2 plus h. And rather than divide this entire fraction by the h again, I'll do the equivalent, which is multiply by its reciprocal. So now what happens? Well, I see some things to simplify. I've got a 2 minus 2 in the numerator, so those make 0. Then I have a negative h left as a factor in the numerator and an h alone as a factor in the denominator, and those can cancel as well. And that leaves us with a negative 1 in the numerator only. So our next line of work looks something like this. The limit as h goes to 0 of, we now just have negative 1 in the numerator. In the denominator, we have 2 times 2 plus h. So as h approaches 0, 2 plus h simply becomes 2. And we have a negative 1 times a 2, or over 2 times 2 for an answer of negative 1 over 4. And that is f prime of 2. So hope that helped with your work.